Hi, welcome back to my talking kitchen. Liz here with you. Tonight I'm making a fennel and mushroom easy risotto, but I'm making it my way. I'm doing the no stir method. It just absorbs, and then at the end we do some gentle stirring, which brings the creaminess out. So I'll start with the fennel bulb. You may not have cooked with one before, but they're a delicious vegetable. They're lovely even in salads. They're a slight aniseedy flavour, so they go well with oranges actually in a salad, and a little bit of onion and a little bit of feta. But today, yeah, I'm going to fry off some fennel. It's a bulb at the bottom, and then usually it's got three stalks with little green hairs, more or less, at the top. And those little hairs, or those little grassy bits, are delicious to sprinkle on top. So don't throw them away, use them. So I'll start by cutting off the little stalks. 2, 3, and I'll put them aside and I'll use them later for the top of the... And then I'm going to cut off the bottom, the root part. Don't use that, that's tough. And then you'll find the outer layer is a bit tough. So I take that off, because we don't want tough stuff. And then I'm going to slice this. I'm going to slice it in half lengthways, and then slice it into half rounds. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Okay, and do the other one. And we're just going to fry this in a bit of olive oil and butter. This will shrink down into, has a lot of moisture in it, and it'll shrink down into nice soft vegetable. So I'll put the stove on. So we'll pop a bit of oil in, a tablespoon of oil. There should be a tablespoon, and a good tablespoon of butter or margarine. And just see how this is melting. Oh yeah, lovely. And I've got it on a medium-high heat. Grabbed the vegetable and put it in. So I put my handle, I'm a right-handed person, so I put my handle to the left so I can hold it while I'm stirring. If you're the opposite, do the opposite. We'll just cook this for a few minutes and I'll be back. Okay, back with you. So the fennel has softened, took about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm pushing it over to the side so I can bring my mushrooms in now. And we don't want to crowd the pan. You need to use a big pan for this one, if you can, with a lid. And I'm going to use about 100 grams of sliced mushroom. So that's about half of this container. And I'm just going to put it on the part of the pan that hasn't got the fennel on it. think that'd be about half. One more. Nice big mushrooms. And that'll take a few minutes now to bring them along. Toasty brown. Sort of keep stirring them. I think I've got enough butter and oil in there. And go around the side of your pan, don't forget that, where vegetables can get stuck. So yeah, just remember not to crowd, especially with mushrooms. If you put too many in a pan at once, it'll turn to mush. There's so much water in mushrooms. If you want them to be sort of roasty toasty, just put a bit of pepper and salt on those. Starting to smell good. And some dried oregano I'm going to use. Now, one thing with herbs, if you're going to use a dry herb, use them in the beginning, like now. Don't put your fresh herbs in. Put fresh herbs at the last few minutes, so you get more flavour. If you cook them now, they'll just sort of wilt out and not be that tasty. But if you do the dry herbs first, and I'm just going to put about half a teaspoon in, and I'll put that over the mushrooms. And if I had fresh oregano, I could finish that off with fresh oregano, but I haven't got fresh oregano, so give them another stir. Cook that oregano, come alive. And now I think that's enough, like, you know, I'd say 3 or 4 minutes. And now I'm going to stir the whole lot in together, the fennel and the mushrooms. And we're going to put it to the side again, and we're going to toast the rice, which is arborio rice. You always use arborio rice for risotto. Put this over to the side again, veggies. And then I may put another tablespoon of butter in, just to make that, start that toasting off, that roasting off of the rice. Okay, and now my rice. I put my rice in a container, because I've had accidents when you have a packet of rice in the cupboard and you've just got an edge cut, you know, to pour it out. You know, if you accidentally knock it over, rice goes everywhere. So put it in a large container. Okay, rice is in, give it a stir. Only for a couple of minutes. Makes it nice and glazy. And toasty. Coming into winter, this sort of dish is lovely. And it's not really hard to do my way. I can't be bothered standing there for 30 to 40 minutes stirring risotto when I can get the same beautiful plate of risotto out the way I do it. Okay, now I've got vegetable stock here somewhere. Oh yep, there you are. So you first put in 3 cups, and I don't heat mine up. It comes up to the boil. I've got a very good pan here. It comes up to the boil very quickly. So I'll just measure this up. You could measure your stock out over a bowl, so, okay, I've spilt some there anyway.
Liz places the tip of her pointer finger inside the rim of the cup to know when it is full.
Two. 3. Okay, and I forgot to put the wine in, so I put a splash of wine, white wine I use. I'd say about 1/3 of a cup of white wine. Use red if you want to. Now we bring that up to the boil. Give it a stir. So it's all evenly cooked in. Okay, my stock has come to the boil, and I'm flattening it out with my wooden spoon type thing. And it's boiling, so I get my lid. Okay, now turn it down. Once you put your lid on, turn your stovetop right down as low as it will go, and put your timer on for 18 minutes. Hey Siri, put timer on for 18 minutes from now.
18 minutes, starting now.
And do not take the top off. Do not take the top off, do not take the top off. So we'll be back in 18 minutes and we'll put some cheeses in and some more butter. The timer has gone off, 18 minutes up. Okay, let's have a little looky. Okay, so sometimes it might be a little thick and you might need to add a little more stock to it. Start with a 1/4 of a cup each time. Give it a stir in. Just gently, gently. Scrape off the bottom and around the sides. And I'm going to put another of a 1/4 cup in. I'm going to put a bit more in. Very thirsty rice, this. That's feeling better. You want it loose and sort of like porridge or oats when you're making that. Now, I'm just going to pull it off the heat because I'm going to add some cheeses. So I've got about 1/2 cup of grated parmesan. Pop that in. And then 2 tablespoons of ricotta cheese. and that makes it smoothly silky. And a little more butter. Come on, get off there. Now, give that a nice stir through gently. And yeah, you can feel the creaminess of it now. And we didn't have to stand there stirring for 40 minutes. Just make sure it's all stirred in. Okay. This recipe makes about 2 cups of risotto, or I think it'd feed 2 people. Like a castle. Grate a little bit more cheese on top. I like to buy parmesan in a block. It's much cheaper than buying it already grated. And I think you get more out of it when you buy it in the block. There you go. And some salt and pepper. And Mr. Gary likes his salt. And then I've got a little fennel frond to place on top. There we go. There's your dinner tonight, Gary. Thank you. See you next time. Hope you enjoyed.